Nation, we are back and we got a goodie. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back. I am one of your hosts for the show today, Graphic Raider. I have my brother, sanjit in the building. How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing really, really well. Excited for this one. We're trying to get live. I think it was last week. Yeah. I was there earlier. It was Monday, I think.
Yes, Monday.
Didn't work out, unfortunately, but I'm excited, man. There's a lot to talk about. Yeah. Training camp, I think it starts tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Yep. So I'm excited as hell, man. So much going on right now. So football's back, man. Officially
I'm
back.
Hyped up, man. The rooks will be reporting tomorrow. The veterans will be reporting the 22nd. So yes, you guys, we have football literally right around the corner, man. How's everything going on your end, bro? How you feeling about training camp here? Football's back. I know it's been slow motion this off season. As creators, right? It's like, right. Oh my God, man. Like, it's so difficult to, like, you don't want to just talk about just anything. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's hard. It gets hard because you're just like, it's the same, just rumors, like, oh, the Raiders are interested in this guy and this guy and this guy. It's like, it's just repetitive.
Yeah.
And it's boring too. Like, who wants to keep talking about rumors, right? At the end of the day, most of that stuff, the Raiders aren't going to do it, right? Like, we already know what our roster is at this point. So I am excited for camp to start tomorrow. And the rookies are obviously reporting.
Definitely.
And I was actually reading an article earlier today where 30 of the 32 second-round picks have not signed their contracts yet, which is absolutely crazy to think. Like, 30 of the 32 second-round picks have not signed yet. That's wild.
The Browns and the Texans, man, they threw a wrench in the game, guaranteeing, what was it, Carson Schweizinger and Jaden Higgins?
Yeah.
Fully guaranteed deal. So we're sitting around waiting for Jack Bech. I know Trey Harris with the Chargers is the first one to actually hold out. So he's holding out. So I don't know if Bech is going to hold in or if he's going to report to camp. There is some waiver, Sanjit, I believe, that you can sign in order to go out there and get rolling with your team. But, I mean, do you expect Bech out there tomorrow? I mean, it doesn't look like this thing is going to unfold anytime soon with all these second rounders being unsigned.
I don't think he's going to be out there. I don't. I think the fact that 30 of the 32 players have not signed yet, agents have made it clear that, hey, do not sign those contracts, right? Because they essentially want the contracts fully guaranteed, right? That's what they're looking for.
Yes.
And the issue right now is that teams aren't trying to do that. And agents have already gotten together, right? I'm going to assume there's probably like 15 agents that represent those 30 players.
Yeah.
And they've already decided, hey, we're not signing contracts. And since Trey Harris, right, the Chargers started a couple days ago.
Yep.
Since he's holding out, I think that just kind of sets the tone that everybody else will probably hold out as well, which is really unfortunate.
And I get it, because this is I said this on the show yesterday, and I want your opinion on this. This isn't a character thing, you guys. This is business.
Right.
With Jack Bech, you can tell his story is so phenomenal. He's a great high character guy. Winning mentality. Look, they pay these guys the big bucks, their representation, to make sure that they're taken care of. So if Bech is not out there tomorrow, I don't want to see anybody freaking out and making this thing seem way worse than what it is. Bech wants to be a Raider. He went to a mandatory minicamp. He was at the OTAs. He's been at Jackson Powers Johnson's house barbecuing with his teammates. So he has been every step of the way there for the Raiders up to this point. So if he doesn't report, I get it. Once again, 30, that is a big number, Sanjit. So I totally get it. But I mean, did you see that Justin Ross was just released by the Kansas City Chiefs?
I did not see that.
Yeah, he's only 25, right? 6'4", big body. He's dealt with a lot of injuries, Sanjit. Right. Former Clemson, he was a baller at Clemson.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I know he's been in the league 2 years and he hasn't really played a ton, but that would be a guy that I would potentially give a camp invite. Well, what do you think about that? I know he's dealt with some foot injuries, a spine injury, I believe, that he had to correct in like 2020, 2021. What would you think about potentially bringing him in? It's just a camp invite if no one else picks him up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in any player that makes us better, right? And I think we have one roster spot open still, right? I don't think we signed anyone. The best thing you could do with that final spot is you could just say, hey, let's just try to get a guy with a ton of upside. And Ross has a ton of upside, right? When he came out of college, I think the issue was he had that injury.
Yes.
Right. But before that injury, the guy was supposed to be an absolute star. There's a guy that I know that does YouTube videos of Chiefs, and I remember when Ross was signed, like this guy was all over it, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, it's never worked out, right? I don't know if is it because he's hurt.
It's the injuries. It's the injuries. From what I've heard, there's no character issues, no concerns on that end. It's just all can't get his body together. You know what I mean? Once again, he was supposed to be at one point like a first-round talent.
Right, exactly.
He went undrafted, right? Or did he get drafted like the 7th? It was a late.
I think he went undrafted. I believe he went undrafted.
Okay, but that would be definitely someone I would take a look at for sure.
I'm definitely interested in anybody out there that makes us better. But I would also maybe do a physical with him, maybe bring him in, maybe work him out and see if he can actually play. Right? Because the worst thing you want to do is sign this guy and then he can't even play for you.
Definitely. I agree with you. What's your thoughts on cutting Carter Bradley? I think that this was kind of a no-brainer. Former regime, UDFA, South Alabama product. We went and got Cam Miller in the 6th round. Aiden's still under contract. Geno is the guy. What's your thought process on that? And just you kind of mentioned it a second ago. What's your take on that one roster spot? I mean, is there any names out there that you're kind of keeping an eye on to potentially bring in to take that Carter Bradley spot?
Yeah, first and foremost, releasing Carter Bradley doesn't do a whole lot, right? Like, no. He was always a developmental guy. It's similar to Cam Miller, right? Cam Miller's technically a developmental guy. Obviously, the difference is one was a 7th round pick. He was drafted, so he's going to be here for 4 years. The other was undrafted. So I believe, was last year his second year, or was that his first year? In the
first year.
First year. So, you weren't really tied to him long-term anyways, right? But I think for the Raiders, it just makes sense. Like, you release Carter Bradley, these are going to be your 3 quarterbacks going into this season, right? I could see us picking up another quarterback in terms of like, it's just kind of like a camp body type of quarterback.
Okay.
Geno Smith is not going to play most of preseason.
No.
Right?
No.
Even Aiden O'Connell, like, I don't know, right? Is Aiden O'Connell like your typical, he's your preseason quarterback, he's like your backup, or do you treat him more of like, hey, you got to be a little bit more careful with him because he's a high-end backup?
I think what they do is what they did last year. Like they kind of interchange. I think that Aiden's going to play a ton in preseason, and I could be wrong, but
he's going to go off if he's playing like 2nd, 3rd, 4th stringers. The guys going to throw for like.
I would love it, but once again, I think we overvalue some of these guys because they're Raiders, and I like Aiden O'Connell. I wanted him to play over Gardner Minshew. It didn't work out that way, and now we have Geno Smith in the building, but I would play him a ton. I don't want to see Geno out there. Pete knows what he can do. I want to see Cam a ton, which. He will be out there, but give 1.5, give another 1.5. Do you think we potentially bring in a veteran guy? I don't know if we bring in another young guy. I'm still keeping an eye on Cleveland, man. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are like, Graf, you're tripping. I'm keeping an eye on that quarterback room because, they have, I believe, Shador 4th on the depth chart, and then they have Gabriel at 3rd on the depth chart. So I don't think they're going to carry all those guys. So it'd be interesting, man, if we got a humble Shador for the free.
Right. They have I think they have Kenny Pickett too, right? I think he's on.
Yes.
So they got 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Right. And I think what makes sense for them is, if they're done with Deshaun Watson, they might as well just cut him. Right. Why keep him? Yeah. Like you've already made that mistake. If he's not your quarterback, cut him. Yeah. I think Joe Flacco is obviously going to be the veteran backup. You want that guy, right?
Yes.
You draft both Shador and Dylan Gabriel. I think those guys will probably be there as well, unless you're willing to trade them. I don't know. It's an interesting situation for sure, but the Raiders don't need a quarterback, right?
No,
We're good with the quarterbacks.
No.
I could see us getting a veteran quarterback, like a Joe Flacco type of player. Obviously not Flacco, but someone like him.
Yeah.
I don't know which quarterbacks are actually out there, but it could make sense to go out there and say, hey, let's get a veteran quarterback. Maybe you get a preseason quarterback, right?
Yeah.
A guy that's kind of for preseason.
Keep the guys healthy and make sure the Raiders.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think Cam Miller is going to be a part of the 53 man roster?
This is the thing that's interesting to me. I don't know if they're gonna want to, throw him on a practice squad. I mean, you used the 6th round pick on him, right? And essentially, I mean, it's a 6th rounder, but from what I'm hearing, Sanjit, they like this kid a lot. And Chip Kelly, it seems as though him and Brady had their hands in the pot a ton when they went and got him. So I had a bold take here, and I don't know if a lot of people agree with it. I got kind of, scolded a little bit on a few lives, but I still have potentially, man, them picking Cam Miller over Aiden. I still think that they can use Aiden as a potential trade target. Maybe the Josh McDaniels reunite in New England. I can see that, right? They moved on from Joe Milton. Maybe they bring him in. I don't know. Only time will tell. But I don't know, man. I don't think we carry 3. I think we carry 2.
That's an interesting thought for sure. Cam Miller's definitely going to be on the 53-man roster. There's just no way, right, that you're going to go into the season where, he was a 6th-round pick, but you don't want to release a guy that could be your franchise, right? You're not going to release him for the practice squad. Now, I am excited to see if they'll let this guy just play like, because if we keep 3 quarterbacks, Gino and Aiden will play the first quarters. I mean, the first halves, and then I would hope that Cam just plays the rest of the second half, right? And Aiden just kind of stays ready in case anything happens to Cam. But I do think with that roster spot, I personally think you got to go out there and just try to add the best possible free agent that's available. If it's Ross, sign him. If it's Amari Cooper, sign him. If it's Stephon Gilmore, sign him. All right, just sign the best player that's available at the position you're not 100% sure with. And I think corner is a position where I'm not 100% sure with kind of what we have. Eric Stokes was essentially benched, right? Like he came in 1st-round pick, basically lost his starting job, and then even just this past season, like he wasn't their starting corner, right? And I don't know. I just feel like with the Raiders, if you're gonna say that's gonna be the starting corner, I don't know. I just think the Raiders got to look to get better.
There's some guys available. We talked about Mike Hilton. He's still available. Gilmore's still available. I think we can use another edge rusher. And my apologies, guys. It doesn't seem choppy on our end. Visually it looks good, and I think both mics are sounding quality. Let us know in the chat if we're still good to go. And thank you to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys get those likes up and hit that subscribe button on both sides. But I think we can use another edge rusher. Sanjit, I mean, Jadeveon Clowney is available. Von Miller apparently has 3 or 4 teams that are looking at him right now. So I can definitely see that. But they're saying that the audio sounds weird. It's kind of weird. My mic is on.
I just moved my mic closer, so I don't know if that makes a difference at all. But
okay,
we'll see.
Let me see. Real quick, salute to Robert in the building as well. Sanjit, is your eyes going to be glossy again during the games this season? What does that mean?
I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I wear contacts. So I always have red eyes.
Oh, okay.
Contacts. So
salute to Robert on the $5 special. I mean, what position outside of corner do you think that we can use some extra help? I do believe that we can use another edge rusher because essentially, right, you got Maxx, Koonce, and then you got Tyree. Those are your three guys. And then it's Snowden, it's John Joyner, it's a few of these other guys, Andre Carter. I mean, honestly, who do you think? I mean, do you think we can go get another edge rusher? Do you think one of these guys actually make the roster and crack this, crack that D-line?
I'm just reading some of the comments real quick. I'm gonna just refresh my stream real quick.
Okay.
I hear you perfectly fine, but everybody's saying that the video is choppy. So I'm gonna just refresh my stream real quick.
Okay. Sanjit, we'll be right back. You guys, StreamYard has been acting crazy lately, man. So my apologies. And now it's looking like, okay, let me see. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging in your router and moving closer. Let me see how this will look. Boom. Okay, let me remove Sanjit for a second until I start seeing the move again. Salute to the chat, you guys. Make sure you guys get those likes up and also hit that subscribe button.
All right. You hear me? You hear me good?
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
We'll see if it works better. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I have some of the fastest internet.
Me too.
Quick.
So it has to be StreamYard. StreamYard has been acting.
I mean, look at my hat; it's turning red. So I don't know if that's coming through, but
yeah. Well, you know what? We'll try to push through this show as much as possible, you guys. Once again, our apologies. There's nothing we can really do with StreamYard. They have been tripping these past 2 or 3 months. So, you know what? Let me do this real quick. I'm going to take. This is what I'm going to do. Once again, I'm going to take my camera. I'm going to take this virtual background off. I'll just do the green screen. Hold on real quick. Boom. Boom. All right. Let me know if this helps you guys. real quick, because once again, StreamYard has been acting up with the background. So, but is there any other players that you're thinking about outside of the Gilmores of the world that maybe we can take a look at going into
I think one of the smart things that the Raiders should consider is, if there's because with free agents, if they're good players, they would already be on teams for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a couple of players that I think are good that are probably just waiting until like that last minute. But if there's players that are looking to be traded, like you look at like the Commanders, they kind of went all in over the past 2 seasons, right? They get that quarterback, they make a couple of key trades. But I think from last year to this year, they went out and got like a tackle, they got a wide receiver. If there's teams out there that are looking to sell some players, right? The Browns might be a team, who knows, if they're trying to like restart potentially. There's a couple other teams out there. I would consider bringing in players like that, right? Like Terry McLaurin. I know he's not going to get traded, right? I find it hard to believe that the Commanders would just fix that situation. But I feel like for the Raiders, try to get better. Try figuring out like a guy that could like really change this team. And I'm not sure if we need someone on the offense or on the defense more. I feel like, and I don't know, you tell me if you feel like this, but I feel like with our defense, we have so many players that are like our linebackers. We have like 6 guys that are just like, what are they?
That's the room I'm confused the most about, Sanjit. I'm like, you have a Jalen Smith that missed an entire year of football last year. You have Jermaine Pratt now, who I have is penciled as a starter immediately. And then, you got Landon Roberts on a 1-year deal. He's up there in age as well. Devin White, who is he at this point? I don't know what we have with him. I don't even know if he makes this roster, to be honest. And then you got a few youngsters in Eichenberg and Lindenberg and Amari. Yeah, that room is a little confusing to me. It's definitely confusing.
The corner room, safety room is kind of similar as well, right? Like, I keep saying this, right? And I will not stop saying this until like I'm proven, or until he proves it that he's the guy and he can play that position. But like right now, they're saying Isaiah Pola-Mao and Jeremy Chin are the expected starters, with Isaiah Pola-Mao the expected free safety. That's concerning to me, right? Like free safeties, they have to be fast. They have to be able to change direction. They have to go from looking to the left to quickly flipping their hips, going right. They have to tackle in open space, right? And those are things that Isaiah Pola-Mao is not great at. So, like, to me, even the safeties is kind of weird and concerning. But I have heard really, really good things about Thomas Harper. I don't know if you've heard the same thing, but like, so maybe Harper ends up starting at free safety, and Pola-Mao plays like linebacker, slot, maybe he plays like as that big nickel. And then, of course, the corners, which we've already kind of talked about. You're going to really have a rookie starting. I'm not 100% sold on that either, and that's like the second and third levels of our defense.
From what I heard, Harper is getting a ton of looks in the slot, in the nickel right now. So once again, when we're in those nickel packages, you just kind of hit the nail on the head. You're going to see Pola-Mao out there. You're going to see Jen there. You're going to see a bunch of these guys getting some different looks, maybe even potentially a Mello Dotson cracks this roster, and you can see him a little, all over the place. But the thing is with the secondary, it's a little concerning, but Pete Carroll in the building, adding a little extra, secret sauce on top of what Patrick Graham brings to the table. I'm excited to see what these young kids can do. You know what I mean? So I definitely would love to add another body. I don't think we necessarily need another receiver. I would like to add another one. But, I mean, realistically, I like what we have there. Colin Johnson is another interesting guy as well, too.
Right.
6'6", San Jose guy. Grew up, around the Raiders, Bay Area guy. He has those measurables that you're like, damn, you can't teach what he has. But he's been he hasn't really performed that well up to this point in his NFL career, right? So he's an interesting guy. And then, Trey Tucker, I think, is going to hit that corner this year as well. So Amari would be interesting, one of those veteran guys that these young guys can learn from. But I think it has to be a corner, man. We talked about it yesterday. Gilmore would be an interesting guy because a lot of these dudes are corners, the Stokes, the D-Cam, which I'm hearing good things about D-Cam as well. Jacorian's healthy, but I mean, they probably grew up watching this guy, like idolizing this guy. Like, who else would they learn better from bringing in Stephon Gilmore, former Defensive Player of the Year champion? I mean, that would be an interesting piece. I mean, to me, he's not a corner one, a corner two, but he's probably inexpensive at this point. I would definitely take a look at that.
Yeah, there's some young corners that are available too. That at one point, like Asante Samuel Jr., people are like, "Hey, this guy could be one of the better corners in the NFL," and I'm pretty sure he's still available right now. So there's players like that you can potentially bring back. I'm still shocked that Jack Jones is a free agent. I don't know why he's still a free agent, right? To me, that's kind of crazy too, because these guys are talented players. But is there something else on the back end, right? Like maybe these coaches feel like, hey, they're not coachable players, right? Or whatever it might be. It's just kind of confusing to me. We haven't done anything with that final roster spot. How would you feel if the Raiders went out there and said, hey, let's bring in instead of saying let's bring in a corner or potentially a safety, what if the Raiders went offensive line and they said, hey, let's potentially bring in a guard, right? Not that I think the Raiders guards are like absolutely terrible, but I also am not super confident in the. Not that I don't think Caleb Rogers could be a good football player, but like, do you want a third round rookie starting right away? And then Alex Kappa has not been good since he's got hurt, right? Like he's a liability, right? He's kind of like Cody White here, right?
Real quick, Sanjit, I don't know what's going on, bro. Everybody's saying that there are audio. We may have to try and redo this. I don't know how this is looking right now. Chat, are we good? Because some people are saying it's okay, and then other people are saying they can't hear us. I don't want to talk for an hour, and everybody's like, yo, we didn't hear anything that you had going on. It has to be a StreamYard thing, you guys. We both have high-end mics, high-end cameras, so I don't know what's going on. He said y'all are cutting in and out. No, it's not good.
I hear you perfectly fine. I see you perfectly fine as well.
Yeah, I the same, likewise, but I don't know what the heck is going on in terms of they're saying that you can hear, but you know what? Let me try this real quick. This is terrible, but I'm gonna try. All right, I'm gonna use my MacBook mic instead of my actual Shure mic. Let me know, you guys, if you can hear me better now. I have no extra tabs open. Sanjit is good on his end. Let me know real quick. It's I don't know what's going on, bro. Let me see. This is the last year. Okay. Whoa. This sucks. He said it might just be YouTube. Okay. No audio cuts in and out. So it's not on our end, Sanjit. This isn't a mess, bro. It has to be StreamYard.
I have it pulled up right here. The audio on my phone looks pretty good, so I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
You know what? It is kind of tweaking out a little bit. There's another guy that's live. Let me click his thing. No, his thing looks good. So yeah, it's definitely something wrong.
I'm gonna hit him wasted as well. I know he has JT the Brick on the show in about a few minutes. I don't want them to go live and it sounds the exact same. Sorry, you guys. I don't know what else you want to do. You said we probably got to restart the stream. You want to try and restart it, and if not, we can just reschedule.
I'm down with that.
Okay. Let me let's end this real quick, you guys. We'll bring it back and we'll see what happens. So other YouTubers are having the same problem. So you know what? It's not us. You want to just hold off for a second, brother, and just kind of
let's just roll with it, man. Like I think a good person live on YouTube is using StreamYard, but some of them that it could be happening to could be using StreamYard. I mean, the fact my hat is turning red, I don't know if that's coming through the camera. That alone is just kind of weird, you know.
This sucks. I want to make sure we do this right, bro. Let's go ahead and just let me look into this. Are you still gonna be around for a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's end this real quick. I'm gonna delete it and then I'll set it back up. I just want to make sure that we have this thing right.
Okay.
All right, brother. I'll see you in a second.
All right.
All right, peace.